Project Kuiper, KF-03. Space Exploration Technologies Corp, commonly referred to as SpaceX, successfully launched a Falcon 9 Block 5 rocket with the KF-03 mission from Space Launch Complex 40 at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. This launch flew 24 Project Kuiper satellites with a total mass of 13,728 kilograms to 630 kilometers, 392 miles, low Earth orbit. The flight took place on Tuesday, October 14, at 1:58 Coordinated Universal Time, or on Monday, October 13, at 9:58 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This was the sixth mission of Project Kuiper and the third and the last mission flown by the Falcon 9 Block 5 rocket. Falcon booster B-1091 took an eastward trajectory from Space Launch Complex 40. After stage separation, the booster re-entered Earth's atmosphere and landed safely atop SpaceX's Just Read the Instructions autonomous spaceport drone ship in the Atlantic. The Falcon 9 first stage booster supporting this mission, tail number B-1091, launched for a second time. B-1091's career started with the Project Kuiper KF-02 mission before KF-03. Falcon 9 will deploy the satellites at an altitude of 465 kilometers, 289 miles, above Earth, at which point the Kuiper team will take command from the Mission Operations Center in Redmond, Washington. From there, Kuiper team perform initial satellite health checks and prepare to raise the satellites to their assigned altitude of 630 kilometers, 392 miles, where they will be fully commissioned as part of Project Kuiper operational satellite constellation. Project Kuiper. Project Kuiper system is planned to consist of 3,236 satellites operating in 98 orbital planes in 3 orbital shells, one each at 590 kilometers, 610 kilometers, and 630 kilometers orbital altitude. Kuiper satellites will fly in mid-inclination orbits, enabling internet service for customers between 56 degrees north and 56 degrees south latitude. The satellites are equipped with Hall effect thruster technology. Phase 1 of deployment will be 578 satellites at 630 kilometers altitude and an orbital inclination of 51.9 degrees. A total of 5 phases of constellation development are planned. Operational satellites of the Kuiper constellation are a significant upgrade from the 2 prototype satellites of the Protoflight mission. The 572 kg satellites feature improved systems and subsystems on board, including phased array antennas, processors, solar arrays, propulsion systems, and optical inter-satellite links. In addition, the satellites are coated in a dielectric mirror film unique to Kuiper that scatters reflected sunlight to help make them less visible to ground-based astronomers. Kuiper is planned to work in concert with Amazon's previously announced large network of 12 satellite ground station facilities, so-called the Amazon Web Services Ground Station Units, announced in November 2018. In addition to connecting to ground stations to connect to the ground-based internet, satellites will interconnect via optical infrared laser connections. Amazon refers to this technology as OISL, Optical Inter-Satellite Link. These lasers are capable of maintaining 100 gigabits per second over distances up to 2,600 kilometers among 2 satellites moving at 25,000 kilometers per hour. Current in-space tests have demonstrated the speed up to a distance of 1,000 kilometers. 3 customer terminal designs are planned for different market needs. Project Kuiper's standard customer terminal is expected to measure less than 28 centimeters square and 2.5 centimeters thick, and weigh less than 2.3 kilograms without its mounting bracket. The device is planned to deliver speeds up to 400 megabits per second. Amazon expects to produce these terminals for less than $400 each. An ultra-compact design 18 centimeters square customer terminal weighing 0.45 kg will offer speeds up to 100 megabits per second. This design will connect residential customers for lower costs, as well as government and enterprise customers pursuing applications like ground mobility and Internet of Things. A high-bandwidth design 48 cm by 76 cm terminal will deliver speeds up to 1 gigabit per second. Falcon 9 Block 5. Falcon 9 Block 5 is a partially reusable, human-rated, two-stage-to-orbit, medium-lift launch vehicle designed and manufactured in the United States by SpaceX. It is the fifth major version of the Falcon 9 family and the third version of the Falcon 9 full thrust. It is powered by Merlin 1D engines burning rocket-grade kerosene, RP-1, and liquid oxygen, LOX. Space Launch Complex 40, SLC-40. Space Launch Complex 40, SLC-40, sometimes referred to as Slick 40, is one of two launch pads located at the Integrate Transfer Launch Complex, ITL, in Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, CCSFS, Florida. It initially opened as Launch Complex 40 and was used by the United States Air Force alongside the neighboring Space Launch Complex 41, SLC-41, for the Titan III program. Following the Titan family's retirement, the SLC-40 lease was given to SpaceX in 2007 for use by their new rocket, the Falcon 9. Since the early 2010s, the pad has transformed into a high-volume launch site for the Falcon 9, being mainly used to service the company's Starlink megaconstellation. As of September 2025, the pad has hosted over 280 Falcon 9 launches. In near future, SpaceX will add a new Falcon 9 landing zone within the SLC-40 launch complex to replace landing zones 1 and 2, Kuiper Systems LLC. Kuiper Systems LLC, commonly known as Project Kuiper, is a subsidiary of Amazon that was established in 2019 to deploy a large satellite internet constellation to provide low-latency broadband connectivity. Kuiper was a company codename for the project inspired by the Kuiper belt of distant objects orbiting the Sun. Kuiper has launched two Ka-band prototype satellites, Kuiper P1 and Kuiper P2, to 30-degree inclination 500 kilometers, according to other sources 590 kilometers, low Earth orbit, and 153 production satellites to 630 kilometers orbit to date as of October 2025. Organizational headquarters for Kuiper Systems are located at an Amazon R&D facility in Redmond, Washington, since 2020. Development of satellite prototypes and production methods were initially performed at the Redmond site. Manufacturing and satellite production is located at 16,000 square meters facility in nearby Kirkland, Washington. The factory in Kirkland opened in April 2024 and is planned to manufacture 5 satellites per day at peak capacity. A logistics center in Everett, Washington, is expected to open in June 2024 to supply the Kirkland factory with kits assembled from raw materials. Amazon owns a satellite processing and integration facility in Florida at NASA's Kennedy Space Center, KSC, to integrate spacecraft for launch aboard United Launch Alliance, SpaceX, and Blue Origin rockets from the spaceport. Amazon has signed large multi-launch agreements with multiple providers for a total of over $10 billion. United Launch Alliance, Atlas V-551, the most powerful variant with 5-meter diameter payload fairing, single-engine Centaur upper stage, and 5 strap-on solid boosters, 9 launches of 27 satellites each. United Launch Alliance, Vulcan Centaur, VC-6L, the most powerful variant with 6 SRBs and a long configuration fairing, 38 launches of plus 40 satellites each. Arianespace, Ariane 6, 64 variant with 4 P120C boosters, 2 launches of plus 30 satellites each. Arianespace, Ariane 6, 64 plus, the most powerful variant with 4 P120C plus boosters, 16 launches of plus 30 satellites each. Blue Origin, New Glenn, 12 launches of 49 satellites each. In December 2023, the company acquired 3 more launches of 24 satellites each using a Falcon Block 5 rocket from SpaceX, which operates the competing Starlink satellite internet constellation. SpaceX. Space Exploration Technologies Corp., commonly referred to as SpaceX, is an American space technology company headquartered at the Starbase Development Site in Starbase, Texas. Since its founding in 2002, the company has made numerous advances in rocket propulsion, reusable launch vehicles, human spaceflight, and satellite constellation technology. As of 2025, SpaceX is the world's dominant space launch provider, its launch cadence eclipsing all others, including private competitors and national programs like the Chinese space program. SpaceX, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, and the United States Armed Forces work closely together by means of governmental contracts.